Imagine committing to a plant-based diet, convinced that by doing so, you're making the world a better place while improving your own health. You sip on green smoothies and munch on leafy salads, believing you're detoxing your body and saving the planet. But despite your best efforts, you feel sluggish, bloated, and perpetually hungry. As more people embrace veganism, many are beginning to experience a mental conflict between the ideals they hold dear and the harsh realities of what a vegan diet entails, environmentally, nutritionally, and ethically. It turns out, veganism might not be as sustainable as it's often portrayed, and the cognitive dissonance surrounding plant-based diets is leading more and more people to question whether they are truly making a positive impact. At the heart of veganism is the belief that it's better for the environment. The idea is simple. Raising animals for food requires significant land, water, and energy. So by eliminating animal products and focusing on plant-based foods, vegans aim to reduce their environmental footprint. But there's a flaw in this argument that many are beginning to recognize: the environmental costs of monocropping. Monocropping, the practice of growing a single crop like soy, wheat, or corn on vast stretches of land year after year, forms the backbone of many plant-based diets. From tofu to plant-based burgers, these crops are staples in the vegan world. But while monocropping may seem efficient, it comes with hidden environmental costs that are often overlooked. Monocropping leads to soil degradation. It depletes the soil of essential nutrients, causing erosion and a loss of arable land. Without crop diversity, the soil doesn't get the chance to recover, forcing farmers to rely on synthetic fertilizers to maintain yields. The environmental toll doesn't stop there. Monocrops are highly susceptible to pests and diseases, which means they require massive amounts of pesticides and herbicides. These chemicals not only pollute the soil and water, but also harm local ecosystems, putting biodiversity at risk. Furthermore, monocropping destroys natural habitats, causing the decline of species that once thrived in those areas. For many vegans, this creates a cognitive dissonance, a conflict between their desire to help the environment and the unintended harm their food choices may be causing. Another major driver of veganism is the belief that plant-based diets are the healthiest. Vegan advocates argue that plant-based eating reduces the risk of heart disease, lowers cholesterol, and helps with weight management. But this narrative often overlooks the health challenges that many vegans face, particularly nutrient deficiencies and the reliance on processed plant foods. While whole, natural plant foods like fruits, vegetables, and legumes can play a role in a healthy diet, many vegans turn to highly processed plant-based products to replace the nutrients they miss from animal foods. Items like plant-based burgers, meat substitutes, and fortified foods often contain artificial ingredients, preservatives, and added sugars that can negate the health benefits of a plant-based diet. Furthermore, certain essential nutrients are much harder to obtain from plant-based sources. For example, vitamin B12, which is critical for nerve function and the production of red blood cells, is found almost exclusively in animal products. Without careful planning, vegans are forced to rely on supplements or fortified foods, which are not always ideal for long-term health. Iron and zinc, also essential for health, are found in plant-based foods, but are not as bioavailable, meaning the body has a harder time absorbing them. This can lead to deficiencies, causing weakness, immune problems, and other health issues. Omega-3 fatty acids, essential for brain health and reducing inflammation, are found in their most effective forms, EPA and DHA, in fatty fish. While some plant-based sources contain omega-3s, the body must convert them into usable forms, a process that's less efficient. This creates yet another cognitive dissonance for vegans. They may feel they are making the healthiest choice, but without careful planning and supplementation, they could be risking nutrient deficiencies. The reliance on processed, fortified foods to make up for the nutrients missing from a plant-based diet is increasingly recognized as an issue by those seeking optimal health. Ethics are at the core of the vegan movement. Many adopt the diet out of compassion for animals, rejecting factory farming and the suffering it causes. But the reality of a plant-based lifestyle, particularly one that relies on processed foods, brings with it new ethical challenges. As the demand for vegan food grows, corporate interests have stepped in, producing a range of ultra-processed plant foods that mimic the taste and texture of meat. These products often contain highly processed ingredients like soy protein isolates, artificial flavorings, and added sugars. This raises a significant ethical question. Is it truly better to support industries that produce processed, factory-made plant foods, rather than those that raise animals in ethical, regenerative ways? In contrast, the carnivore movement focuses on consuming whole, unprocessed animal foods sourced from small, regenerative farms. These farms utilize livestock grazing techniques to improve soil health, increase biodiversity, and sequester carbon, offering a more ethical and sustainable way to produce food. The ethical dilemma for vegans is that supporting large-scale corporations focused on profits may not align with their values, especially if those corporations prioritize processed, low-nutrient foods. For many vegans, the cognitive dissonance becomes clear when they face the realities of monocropping, processed foods, and nutrient deficiencies. How can they reconcile their ethical, environmental, and health goals with the facts that contradict their beliefs? The truth is, no diet is perfect, and all food choices come with trade-offs. However, veganism's gap between its idealized vision and the practical realities of the food system has left many questioning whether it's truly the sustainable, ethical option it's made out to be. The carnivore diet, on the other hand, offers a simpler, more sustainable alternative. Focusing on animal-based nutrition from whole, unprocessed foods, the carnivore diet provides an ethical option for those who are concerned with environmental damage and nutrient deficiencies. Regenerative agriculture, integral to many carnivore diets, uses livestock grazing to restore ecosystems, improve soil health, and sequester carbon, presenting a sustainable and ethical method of food production. In this way, the carnivore approach challenges the idea that plant-based diets are the only path to sustainability and ethical eating. For those looking to improve their health, reduce their environmental impact, and make ethical food choices, it may be time to rethink what sustainability truly means. While the benefits of veganism are well-intentioned, the reality suggests that a shift in perspective is needed. By considering animal-based nutrition and regenerative farming, we can work toward a truly sustainable future, one where we balance health, ethics, and the environment in a way that plant-based diets alone may not accomplish.